building named after General John Sedgwick, Union soldier fighting in the Civil War. And so this whole area used to be run by the Lenape Nation and a bunch of other people as well, but the Lenape go down as the historical indigenous tribe of this nation because they did the deal with Jonas Bronk, a Dutch settler, which named the place the Bronx. That's your little Bronx past in that sense. Bring you up right now. So we are on August 11th hosting the Bronx. And then on August 12th, we're hosting the world. Or actually, is that the opposite? It should be the opposite, right?
We're hosting the world tomorrow.
The world gets hosted tomorrow.
On the 11th, yes.
On the 11th because of the streaming. That's what's stopping. That's what I'm thinking about. Tomorrow, the 11th, the world gets hosted tomorrow because of our streaming, our live streaming event. And the 12th, the Bronx does get hosted and celebrated on the actual 12th. But the world is coming to the Bronx on the 12th. Yes. All types of people have been calling us. The hotels are actually filling up as well. Hold on one second. Is that Fables? Tell Fables that his that merengue is not necessary right now. Thank you, Fable. Popmaster Fables, behind him, Mr. John Crotty, and behind him as well, who's hiding on the other side, who's beautified this whole place. So, let me just run through a few of the festivities going down here. You know what, too? Give me a press release.
Joey, do you know?
No, this one. I probably need that one too. Yeah, give me both of them. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully everybody got one of these. This is our performance script. If you didn't get one, please see us somewhere. Joey got them right here. Make sure you get one of these. This is what we call our script. It's just a script. It changes like every 2 days. This is the latest script. Artists are coming in, artists are going out. Some artists have confirmed with us and then deconfirmed because they got dragged away. Others said they couldn't come, now they're coming. I'm gonna read through some of this and walk you through it. What I wanna say first is, what I'm emphasizing first is really the 11th. So let me just walk through this right now. So the 10th is a late night vigil. August 10th at 11 o'clock, we bring in August 11th in prayer and affirmation. We'll be right here in this room, MC Light, myself, Curtis Blow, and others will be in prayer and meditation right here, 11 o'clock on the 10th, to bring in the 12 o'clock hour, which is August 11th. August 11th, then, we really, as you know, there's all types of festivities going on throughout New York. The mayor has possibly a Staten Island date happening on August 11th as well, which is part of our series as well, a 5x5 series as well. Staten Island will be happening, or could be happening on the 12th. We're getting up-to-date information on that, but right now it's supposed to be a go. Staten Island on the 11th. In addition to that, the premier event is in the evening, 7 to 11 p.m. We have live streaming of hip hop's birthday party. I know there are celebrations everywhere for hip hop's 50th anniversary and so on, and we support that as well. But historically, traditionally, should I say factually, the only authentic celebration of hip hop can only happen in this room and on this block. This is where it started. And so we're gonna have a nice little private birthday party right here at 1520. It's not open to the public, so those that's listening to us in the public, don't even bother coming. What we want you to do is watch it on your phone. There's a full production team we're bringing in, excellent. which will put the production together. You watch it on your phone, watch it from wherever you are. It's a streaming event. So I'm going to be performing some songs. Ed O.G. is performing as well. We have Pop Master Fables with us as well. Sha Rock is here as well, but Sha Rock is later on. We want to premiere The Queen a little later on. But Sha Rock is with us in these events as well. Same thing with Pop Master Fables, same thing with Grandmaster Kaz, Grand Wizard Theodore, Tony Tone, and others. So the 11th, we're here, live streaming. You guys are welcome to stop by. Oh, and again, that's from 7 to 11. That's from 7 to 11, live streaming. Oh, and let me also add, unlike other celebrations of hip hop, I'm proud to say this piece right here, that our celebration, our 50th anniversary celebration, will host local artists. Most of the presentations you have, please hold your applause, please, please. Most of the performances that you've seen, most of them are for-profit ticket price performances. So you're getting basically popular selling rappers and DJs as the main performers. Our show is a little different. In fact, it is a celebration of hip-hop's culture. So we have breaking, MCing, graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing, fashion, language, knowledge, entrepreneur, trade skills. We're looking at the entire culture. So our stage will have B-boys and B-girls on the stage coming on right after some rap performer, coming on right after a graffiti writer who's on stage doing his thing. We want to show all the elements of hip-hop, including the local talent in the area. It's very important to us that we give light to the future of hip-hop. 50 years of hip-hop, of course we're looking back upon our 50 years, but forward thinking, what's the kids got? What do they get out of this? So we're making sure that not only our 11th streaming event hosts the young people in the neighborhood, specifically the artists in this very building, 1520, 1600, 1514, these are the surrounding buildings that have talent, amazing talent. We like to show it. So August 11th, they'll be here as well, variety of artists, including ourselves. So August 12th is our big day. Let me just read this right off of our script, just so that we're clear. On Saturday, August 12th, 2023, we closed down Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx to produce a free all-day hip-hop festival for both the people of the Bronx, as well as, and get this, for the protection and proper presentation of hip-hop's actual culture. Please let me emphasize that that's what the point is, the preservation of hip-hop from corporate exploitation. Our culture is not for sale. That's the point. Our performances, our performance confirmation, please, oh, come on, Fables. Our performance confirmations include Chuck D and Flavor Flav of Public Enemy, Wise, Intelligent, and Culture Freedom of Poor Righteous Teachers, Talib Kweli of Black Star, Hakeem Green of Channel Live, Pop Master Fable, so many crews, Rocksteady, Dynamic Rockers, etc. Slick Rick. Slick Rick is coming to give ice cream to the kids. Besides his performance, he has this ice cream deal that he's gonna come with as well. Bone Crusher, I ain't never scared. He's gonna be out here as well. Chief Rocker, Busy Bee, that's our host. One of our hosts is there as well. Grandmaster Kaz, Dynamic Breakers, EPMD, Peter Gunn, CL Smooth, Big Daddy Kane, Ultramagnetic MCs, Cold Crush Brothers, Double X Posse, Scarlet, Mad Lion, Sugar Hill Gang, Kid Capri, Grandmaster Flash, Sha Rock,
Yes.
and KRS-One.
Yes.
Like I said, this is today's script, this script we have. The script you get, we have your emails, the script you're gonna get on the 11th itself is going to include more names as well. I'm skipping the 13th. You can read about it. It's an event we're doing in Newark, New Jersey at the new Temple of Hip Hop, just opened. We have a facility there in Newark, New Jersey. You can go check that out. But my emphasis for you today is the 11th and the 12th. This is where we make hip hop's history. Now, we will take questions. Let me also just shout a few of the sponsors because they're important, not just because they're sponsors, but American Wheelman in particular. American Wheelman is an African-American race car company, and they're looking to not only represent hip-hop in places like NASCAR, the Tour de France, Indy 500, but we're looking to have hip-hop in other arenas, other places other than the music and entertainment industry. This is part of a broader idea. Like, for instance, 20 years ago, we thought of the same idea. Hip-hop as culture, is it only financed by the music industry, or can we go into sports? Can we go into the colleges and the university system? These kinds of things, and we did that. In that same spirit, we're looking at the race car industry now, or racing industry in particular. So American Wheelman comes, and the Tats crew, those you should look them up if you're not familiar with them, very famous graffiti crew, excellent work professionals. They're going to be tagging, or really muraling, I just made a new word. They're going to be doing art on the actual car in 1600 Park. So the car is in 1600 Park. The Tats crew is graffitiing the whole car 6 hours of the day on the 12th, getting that done. I want to also shout out Morgan Stanley Bank, who was one of the first to sponsor our educational programs right here at 1520 Sedgwick. Part of their sponsorship dollars went to the graffiti writers that, I should say, this place is going to be flanked with graffiti art by a variety of local artists as well. These artists were paid out of our fund. The money was spread in the neighborhood for the graffiti writers to express themselves, and we're going to put their art up here at the birthplace of hip hop. Morgan Stanley Bank had a lot to do with that, and I just wanted to thank them on that note. Obviously, other sponsors include Monster, Spectrum, New York One News, and a big shout out to Spectrum, New York One News. They are one of the only news organizations. I'll say this again. They're one of the only news organizations that actually donated to our event. One thing I will say to you guys, while you are looking at this as well, we do have a campaign for news organizations and journalists that want to get involved with the movement of what we're doing. We're asking that you capitalize hip hop. Hip hop is a proper noun. After August 11th, really after August 11th, we're asking that writers, journalists, those that write, and book writers, even professors as well, we're asking explicitly Associated Press, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, Miami Herald, and others to spell hip hop with a capital H. It is the name of our culture. Capital H, lowercase IP, capital H, lowercase OP. Hip hop is a proper noun. To spell it in lower cases to disrespect us as a community and as a culture. So we're asking that, and also I will say that because Spectrum New York One News is one of the first news organizations to adopt that for us as well. So I want to shout Boom Bap Nation website platform, who's always been down with us as well. The Temple of Hip Hop, who's putting this on. Sony Electronics, Roland Electronics, TV One, Lugz Footwear from way back in the days, and Adidas. Adidas is the title sponsor, by the way. They invested the most money. And also, I was just talking to members of the Temple of Hip Hop last night, and we was just marveling at the fact of how history actually works. where, you know, you have Nike, you have Reebok, you have Adidas, you have Puma, you have Converse. Hip hop is where all of these shoes. But right now, at the 50th anniversary of hip hop, when hip hop called out and said, help us do this, it was Adidas that stepped up. And Adidas stepped up with big money for us to do this, for all 5 dates in the city, by the way. And then came with clothes, which is more important to us in the hood, in that sense. But came with clothes as well for the artists that are performing for free. One thing you guys should know, that the theme of our show is that this is a give back. This is a give back. Everybody I mentioned on our bill understands that they're giving back to a culture that gave them so much. This is why our show is the premier show. I don't say that braggingly. Please, I'm not, no self-aggrandizement. I'm sitting here before the press, I'm giving you the facts. The fact is, the Bronx show is the premier 50th anniversary show. We are setting our stage up outside here in front of the birthplace of hip hop itself. We have all types of activations going on. Like I mentioned, Roland, Adidas, Sony. These people are giving earplugs, shoes, clothes, back to school packets. We have gift bags that are going out to the kids in the neighborhood. Like 1,000 gift bags are going out to the kids in the neighborhood as well. All of this on the 12th. Try to think of this not so much as a concert date, but as the birth of a culture, as the official birth of the culture. So again, let me emphasize, tomorrow, August 11th, we got our live streaming, KRS, NOG, Mad Lion, and others, Hakeem Green, and others. I'm gonna try to convince Chirac to come through. Popmaster Fables may come through.
Well, I'm in there.
Well, I'm just putting you on the spot, Chirac.
I'm in there.
Oh, love, we might have to start charging if Chirac comes.
Because of you.
Look, Sha, you know we love you. And so, I'm not even gonna confirm that. You heard it for yourself. But the point is that yes, we'll be live streaming. That's for those that couldn't make it to the Bronx. In all the neighborhoods. I'll tell you a quick story and let's get the questions going. So MC Shan calls yesterday, the other day, he calls me up. He says, yo, Chris, I wish I was there. I got my flight. MC Shan lives in Atlanta and so on. So he says, I'm not even gonna be there for the 12th. It's crazy. That wasn't the point. The point was, he said a couple of weeks ago, he did a 50th anniversary in Atlanta. Okay, he did a 50th anniversary in Atlanta and was singing my song at a 50th anniversary. So the point was that the rest of the nation, really the world, but hip hop in the country is dying to be here. We feel the spirit of the rest of the country that wants to be here, wants to come through, and can. Ticket prices, talk about airline tickets and hotel, and you're spending real money, and we thank the people who are coming here to New York City for this event. We thank you for your business, but there are others that can't make it. There's others that can't get here. So what do they get? And this is the emphasis that I want to place on 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. We're about the culture. We're about this community. So it's not just our chance to get up and rock and perform. It's like we're celebrating hip hop's 50th anniversary. What about those that can't afford a $700 ticket price, a $400 ticket price? Those that can't make it to the Bronx, even if you live in Brooklyn, okay, or Staten Island or somewhere. I'm not going to the Bronx. How do I join in on this? So that's what August 11th is about. We have a streaming event where you can get a few performances right there on your phone. You can join us on hip hop's actual birthday at hip hop's actual birthplace. And then of course the 12th is everything that I just mentioned. So, questions, and Popmaster Fables is here for questions. Mad Lion is here, Chirac is here, Tim Terra just walked in, is here. I'm gonna put John Crotty on the spot too. Building owner is here as well. Questions, Desiree, or?
No, first, thank you guys for coming. Thank you very much. I think that was perfect. We're very excited that you're all going to be tuning in at the birthplace of hiphop.nyc
Right.
for the streaming on August 11th, and then the event here on August 12th. but you can start with questions from ABC or one.
Sure.
That's fun. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Two questions. First of all, what comes to mind in your heart when you walk through those doors, the rec center here at 1520 Cedric Avenue?
Well, wait a minute, before I begin, do you want me to repeat the question?
No.
Just answer it. Just talk to you, and talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, when I walk through the door of 1520, first of all, my childhood is what comes to mind. I used to live here. Not here, I lived in 1600. August 11th, 1973, I was one of the many kids running up and down the block. We had no idea we were starting hip hop. Kool Herc was another DJ out here, although his sound system was the biggest and the loudest, and everybody knew it. And he had this specific merry-go-round technique. Herc was the man all throughout the entire 70s in that sense. But there was a lot of DJs out here. And I look, when I come through, I say, man, look how far we've actually come over a 50-year period. 50 years of hip-hop proves that you can do anything with your mind. And I mean, like, you know, we hear it all the time, it's a cliche, you know, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, we grew up with that. But when you really think about 50 years, a kid like me riding a big wheel, whatever the things were called, toy, up and down this block, and think about this. What we thought of ourselves was how the world thought of itself. And so we think we're just being us, but really your attitude about yourself and your environment is cosmopolitan. You're all over. And imagine that. Not everybody's attitude in New York was cosmopolitan. New York has a lot of attitudes here, okay? Especially during the 70s and 80s. You can see 100 cultures just walking. You go to Times Square, you see 100 cultures walk right by you right there. What was it about the hip-hop attitude out of the Bronx that matched everybody's attitude in the world? Whole world. Kid in Thailand sees Pop Master Fable popping. He then says, kid in Thailand says, I think I can do that, and not just do what he did, but become who he is. Jazz never did that. Gospel, this is why hip hop is not a music genre. Hip hop is a culture. Because all the music genres, you could like the music, you could mimic the music, you know, all of that can be mimicked, but you'll never become Dizzy Gillespie. You'll never become Miles Davis. You'll never become any hip hop. You watch KRS kick a rhyme. Suddenly, you go to your room and you're like, I'm going to become what I just saw. I'm not just going to mimic it. I'm going to become the person I just saw. I'm going to dress like them. I'm going to talk like them. I'm going to eat what they eat. I'm going to do what they do. How you do that for the whole world? Africa, Europe, Bahamas, Fiji, Australia, everywhere you go, global, okay? That's what I think about when I walk through these doors every day. I say, man, the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
And as we celebrate 50 years, just real quick, and it comes to mind because I grew up in that generation, Biggie, right? You never thought hip-hop would take it this far. All right, that's what first thing comes to mind in that line. And just take me through 50 years. Did you think it would get to this point and what the future holds?
You know, you hit it right on the nail. Daha. You never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight because I rhyme tight. Time to get paid. Blow up like the world. Well, I can't say that part. That's the part they bleep out of the song. But the point is, though, is that, no, you hit it on the nail. Never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight because I rhyme tight. Like, that's the whole thing. And I mean, really, Biggie summed it up right there, really. You know, we didn't know what we were doing. We were just doing it. Now, of course, in the 80s, we started to realize what we were doing. We started to get conscious about what we were doing. But the 70s and like the beginning of the 80s, it was all us just being us and doing us. So you can't predict how far you're gonna go. You're just being you. And no one thought, you know, we would have 50 years. I'm the only one in hip hop, probably, that actually has a rhyme that says 50 years down the line. I said, because rap isn't even 20 years old. 50 years down the line, you can start this, because we'll be the old school artists, and even at that time, I'll say around it out. But that, talking about documenting rhymes and what we actually knew. Well, KRS, the song is called Still Number One. I did document that 50 years down the line, you could call us old school. That was in 1988. But did I know? Why the word 50? I'm rhyming, I'm just rhyming.
Prophetic.
And here we go. And here we go. So, really, I got off your question. Really, I'm off the question. But no, I hope I answered it in my statement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
For the people looking at this lineup, I know you said bringing the world to the Bronx. I mean, obviously you're inviting all generations. For younger people who may, see this lineup and feel like they may not know who these people are on the list, why is it important for them to be in attendance and to witness this?
What's important for young people with our August 12th, what is called the Hip Hop 50 Years Block Festival. What is important for young people in this festival is that, first of all, we have young people performing. This is number one. Young people are not coming to the concert to watch old people perform. Okay, they are participating in the furtherance of hip hop itself. But to go directly to the importance that young people get out of this, the word is heritage, tradition, legacy. These are the words that raise your self-worth as a young person. If you have no money, no contacts, nothing, and you're trying to come up in an urban environment, how do you bring value to yourself? What do you have that brings value to yourself? Well, hip-hop provides that, and this is how we became who we are, because being hip-hop gave poor people value, gave us self-esteem, self-determination, an identity. An identity. My mother named me Lawrence Parker. I became KRS-One. How did you go from that to that? Well, and then this Sha Rock. How do you? I was trying to remember your name. Sharon. And so, how does Sharon go from Sharon to Sha Rock? So young people should really pay attention to the legacy that's being given to them and freely given to those that are loyal to the tradition. If you're loyal to the tradition and you're a young person, you're about to get empowered. You're about to see what your tradition is, what your heritage is, and how you fit into it, which is why it's important that we have young people perform. Thank you. Yes, bring that forward, please, John. I need to, and as a matter of fact, you know what? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is just, I'll bring this up with questions before I start this. And y'all can think up some more questions. Think up some more questions. This is a specialized poster. We printed only 400 of them. This is 98. 50th anniversary of hip hop, August 11th, 1973 to August 11th, 2023, birthplace of hip hop. This is one of our official 1520 birthplace flyers. We have 400 of them. We're going to sign them.
Wow.
Sign them. And number two, yeah. 50th anniversary of hip hop, everything seems the same. Birthplace of hip hop, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, Bronx, New York. This is, like I said, one of the material remembrances of the event itself. You know what? In my bag, I have a towel. Actually, I have an Adidas.
Oh.
I'm at a press conference. Let me get the Adidas. These here, actually, we're going to sign this actually here to mark this event. Here. You'll notice as well, thank you so much. You'll notice that one thing coming off of the conversation about raising value is that hip hop, like we always say, is not music. The rap music is hip hop's music, but hip hop is a way to be, a style of life, an attitude, a behavior. And when you understand that behavior, you understand how you can take items like this, or like even this, like this towel, and based on what you believe about yourself, you can raise the value of yourself and material objects all around you. This is our poster because we're raising the value of 1520 Sedgwick Avenue.
Yes.
Those that would like to help us and contribute to the restoration of this particular room right here, we have several exhibits we'd like to put into this room and rotate them throughout the year. Those that want to help out can purchase these posters. We're going to have them up for birthplace of hip hop.nyc. There's only 400 of them. We're using them to raise money for the community center itself. But this is nostalgic. Even beyond the raising of money, part of it, what do you actually have that documents the moment you're in? And that's why it was important to make these as well. The Temple of Hip Hop, we're doing laminates. The laminate is for you to get around the event and so on. But everybody knows after the event, what do you have to remember the event? The laminate, the poster, the wristband that gets you around where you got to go. These things are very important to the remembrance of culture, to the remembrance of events. So make sure you guys get one of these.
They become artifacts.
They become artifacts, which is the name of a group within here. Any other questions before we bring this to a close? Yes.
Can I share something?
Please, Papa, come up. Pop Master Fables, everyone.
Respect, brother. So a friend of mine from Brazil who brought me out there. A friend of mine who brought me to Brazil a couple of times. I want to say 10 years ago, and then he also brought Grandma's at Theodore. He goes by the name of Andre, aka Jaspian, and he's a b-boy, aerosol artist, all that. He's completely into the culture. He sent me this a couple of months ago. Just to let you know, we wrote a presidential decree that is going to be signed by the President Lula here in Brazil on August 11th to celebrate hip-hop's 50th anniversary. Brazil will probably be the only country government celebrating that date with the support of the federal government.
Wow.
That is deep.
Wow.
That is deep, you know?
The
So,
president of Brazil is doing this.
yeah,
Wow.
August 11th, you know what I mean? Hey,
Global.
right. Just like my brother Chris was at Carasone was saying, look, we have a global family. We gave birth to something so magnificent and so brilliant that it's going to be in the Olympics next year, you know? And I have mixed feelings about that, you know? You know, of course, you know, I'm a grassroots cat, you feel me? I'm always worried about like cultural appropriation, etc. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, right? Nevertheless, it's a testament to our power.
That's right.
That's all I have to say. One love, y'all.
I'm in the building. Listen, thank you so much, KRS-One, for bringing this to life. You know me, as well as yourself, we're about hip-hop culture, never about the industry. And my thing is that a lot of graffiti artists, b-boys, b-girls, MCs, DJs are not being really celebrated this year because they're just celebrating the rap aspect of hip-hop culture. And you could not do that. You cannot come to the Bronx or even out around the world and not celebrate those core elements that made hip-hop culture what it is today. Put some respect on hip-hop. I didn't know that they were not capitalizing the H. I've always did. The culture of hip-hop has made me the woman who I am today, and I will stand by it. I'm here to support you, the Temple of Hip-Hop, and everybody out there. This is really gonna be historical for hip hop culture. Make sure you're here the 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm gonna be in the building. I stayed here just so I can celebrate everything that it means to me. It made me who I am today as a woman. Peace.
Shout rock. Shout rock. Absolutely. Look this
You
woman
make me
up.
wanna cry.
Come on, don't even start.
He makes me wanna cry because of what he's doing, man. I've been singing this blues.
All right, we're gonna
but-
take photos. We're gonna take a photo.
Take a photo, don't cry yet. You gotta get your.
Take photo. John.
Come on, everybody, come up.
I'm sentimental.
We're gonna take a photo. Yeah. So
Jump
I
right in
say.
here. Where's that pen?
Do you have the time?
Yeah,
Oh,
right
okay.
here. Please. No, come down here, guys. Well, we're trying to avoid the TV.
Yeah, so on that
Come
side.
down here.
Tall people in the back.
You know what it is. It's a school photo. So this is the bag.
Stand by your husband.